Welcome back to the Sun and Moon Tarot. Today we will find what is good and what is hidden. I hope you're well and staying blessed, enjoying life wherever you are. This is an Earth sign read for Cancer season. If you do have Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn highly aspected, this read is likely for you. We'll be using the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. 3 rows. The first row will be your recent past. The second row will be your current energy. Third row will be your future. We will rub some clarifying cards. Bottom of the deck holds your overall energy for your read. Multiple announcements for the channel. Sorry to make it about me for a minute. I discovered that the incorrect email was on my description box. So it's an active email if you're emailing me to book, but that was not my email. Somehow it got switched, so it is now correct. If you're looking to book with me, you can do so. I'm sorry about the volume of my channel. Next point, I did order a mic officially. It will be here by my Leo season reads. Excuse me. I just got my daughter to sleep, so that's why I'm kind of quiet. I hope you like the new layout. There was another really important point. Oh no. Mercury retrograde seems to be getting me. The emails, if you want to book with me, you can still do so. It's just the correct email now. This is your general read. We're trying to change the channel up a bit. I hope you like it. Sorry. Third announcement is sorry for the tardiness. I just had like a lot going on during this watery season, and the Mercury retrograde is affecting my speech. So sorry if I'm stuttery or if I say something and then I say I'm sorry, I meant this. It's my brain goes a little bit off, and it's funny, even like technology acts a little weird around me during Mercury retrograde, which is because I have Gemini highly aspected. You Virgos, I'm sure, understand completely what I'm talking about. I love y'all. I hope you are enjoying the content. I'm gonna go through some quick changes on my channel, but I do like to keep it more so about y'all. I'm taking drinks on and off because my throat's a bit dry. I'm not trying to ignore you guys. Okay, so let's get into your read, my beautiful earth signs. Oh yeah. Actually, sorry, another announcement. If you missed last season, as of Gemini season, I am reading reversals on the channel. So if they fall out in reverse, that's what you get, y'all. It's just what we're doing now. I hope you like the change. Okay, 9 of Wands in reverse for your recent past earth signs. You've got 8 of Cups and 9 of Swords. I hope you guys are doing good through whatever transition you're going through. Again, this is baby water. I like to say that, but I think far too often people don't really understand. If you don't understand astrology in terms of a philosophy, you far too often don't recognize how the energy flows during the season changes. Nice. 88 appearing, 8 of Pentacles for your current energy, earth signs. So it's a very emotional ride when it's water season, right? And it is baby water, not ice or steam, but water. So sometimes people find this season to be one of the most, regardless of it, especially if you're in the West, where it's one of the hottest seasons. So it makes no sense for us all to like get very emotional. Although Right, when temperature rises, so do, or when heat rises, so do temperature, as people say. I mean, so do temperaments, excuse me. Duh, of course temperatures rise. Guys, you guys have a 888. That's cool. I stuttered though on my saying, which is funny, but I misspoke. Not obviously when the heat rises, so does the temperature. But it's temperaments. Human temperaments tend to rise as people don't necessarily have access to ways to cool themselves off and rest and get regrounded. It ends in kind of like fueled aggressive fights sometimes you hear about. We're going to put your clarifying cards over here. My beautiful earth signs. I want one. Stop so many. Oh, thank you. Nice. Okay. So I dig that you have the 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck for your overall read. I'm sorry that I went so long on my announcements, y'all. Okay. Anyway, I feel like all the information's out there. I really love that you have an 888 here. A really positive angel number. Really significant for manifestation in terms of higher purpose and ascension. Love that. Love it. Very very Jesus Christ, very Buddha, very ascended master. Okay. Excuse me. So yeah, you do have the 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck and a 888 for this read. I love that for y'all. Sorry for the tardiness. Again, I had a lot going on. The 10 of Cups is one of my favorite cards. It does represent inner happiness, fulfillment, dreams coming true. It is a water card as well. So you're very focused throughout this entire read on what would be your dreams coming true. What would be that fulfillment for you, earth signs? Does that make sense? Now, for your recent past, again, reversals are completely new for me, so bear with me. 9 of Wands. Okay, so 9 of Wands in reverse, by definition, represents exhaustion, fatigue, and unsure motives. The 8 of Cups is walking away, disillusionment, leaving something behind. And the 9 of Swords is anxiety, hopelessness, it's trauma. So a lot of big change. Something, recognizing maybe that someone is an energy vampire, recognizing that something is siphoning your energy and knowing that it is not for your higher good and walking away from it. And it creating like a lot of despair and pain and like unfortunately like a recognition of like where change has to come, which creates anxiety for some people and a little bit of despair, right? But ultimately, at the end of the day, you're focused on building your inner happiness, whatever would create your dream. Sorry, I'm not trying to be in the read like that. I'm just trying to make sure you can hear me. And I can't really see the screen very well unless I'm sitting all the way up. So, this is, I'm going to check the read to make sure that I'm not like, okay, well, I really like your cards, so I'll try to cut that out. My bad. Sorry, y'all. Okay. So, very, in the recent past, just very much walking away from something that it's exhausting no matter how much effort you put in, moving away from it, regardless of the anxiety and despair it causes, because you're trying to focus on building your inner happiness, your dreams, which is beautiful. Sometimes we don't want endings to happen, but they have to. The 8 of Pentacles represents diligence, passion, and high standards. The Queen of Wands represents courage, determination, passion and joy. I love that. Double passion in a row. And then making that blindfolded decision with the Two of Swords. It's stalemate, it's indecision, it's difficult choices. Ultimately, in your current energy for Cancer season, Earth signs, you're going to be faced with rebuilding after whatever you are transitioning away from has been broken. You're noticing it to be broken. You're noticing it to cause nothing but energy loss. So you're cutting it. And then whatever this is, relationship, job, friendship, hobby, networking, community, spirituality, group, etc., whatever it is. And then you're focusing your passions elsewhere with this double passion and being very focused on those dreams coming true. So you're making some sort of a clear-cut decision, regardless of information. Earth signs, sorry about the stutter with the Mercury retrograde. You will just be incredibly focused on whatever causes you joy. And if it doesn't cause you joy, it gets cut. That's what I'm seeing here with the Queen of Wands and the Two of Swords. It's very much this energy of just like, I need to see it in the 3D or else I'm not interested in giving any more light, because it seems that that would be a siphoning energy, which I would agree with you. I would not disagree with you at all. I feel like that's an incredibly wise decision to not give to something or things or people that take from you and don't give back. That's very toxic, and you deserve better than that, my dear. You really do. And I feel like whatever is going on during this very watery Cancer season, you're very, very aware to this. Suddenly, you're very like, oh, I have to care about my own dreams coming true because others aren't necessarily going to. And I need to focus on my joy and cut things out that don't create it so that I can be the passionate person that I wish to be. Right, Earth signs? So in your future, you do have the Four of Cups, the Strength card, and the King of Cups. I like that. The Four of Cups is apathy, it's disconnection, it's contemplation. The Strength card is the first major arcana for your read. It's interesting because this is Cancer season read. The next season is Leo, and this does represent Leo. But it does represent compassion, conviction, inner conviction, excuse me. Inner strength. Having kind of like that conviction to really focus on whatever creates your inner happiness due to being disconnected from whatever was taken from you. You ultimately go to a place of just being disconnected after you break away from the anxiety and the depression in the future. And you become more focused on having compassion and caring about what makes you well in terms of heart over head thinking with this King of Cups. He really does represent heart over head thinking. He represents emotional control and balancing between the two, but he really is heart minded rather than logic, right? And in your future, Earth signs, you are very focused, it would seem, on just like stepping forward on what brings you joy and passion, and furthering this energy of how to manifest with the universe to create your inner happiness, not things that just siphon from you, right? And you're very, very, I don't mean this in a sexist way. You're thinking in a divine masculine way with the King of Cups, meaning you're thinking with leadership and action rather than emotion and nurture. Has nothing to do with gender. Anywho, it's in terms of like, the theory of chaos and like that in terms of like the flower and how it is built in every pattern in this world, right? That's why the tarot has both types of characters, and also characters that you don't know what their gender really is, because arguably that's a guy, I guess, but some of them you can't tell. Most people are gonna argue because of the hair that this is a guy, but I feel like you can't tell in a lot of these pictures where they're wearing like a bedding garment, where they're a sleeping garment. And also because men didn't always wear like this working class outfit that you're seeing here, you often see a different type of a garb in males in these pictures, where it's harder to tell. It sounds so silly, you know, in this day, like where we live now, people care so much about like what others think in terms of their gender, whereas like there's like a fluidity to it, right? And we're all meant to be where we're at, and like some people get that and some people don't, and ultimately I like this way of thinking. I really dig that. I'm gonna shout out this channel because it's like the third time I've learned something from him, but that Wolfman Experience tarot channel, I like his stuff. Anyway, he was talking on something about, and I also was reading on a different channel about Aztec culture. Like he was talking one time about like the 4 genders, about like how you have the alpha female, the alpha male, the beta male, and the beta female, and how these intertwine and why. And it's like very interesting because like we see it today, and people like try to argue this, that, and the other as to how it might mean how you might feel in terms of sexuality when those things don't really correlate. It's kind of funny. I went off on a side tangent that really doesn't matter. I'm so sorry, Earth Signs. I hope that matters to someone. If you're struggling with your sexuality, it's something that you should get help with by a therapist that you trust, that shares the same religious and philosophical values as you, so they are open-minded and loving, and it's a safe space for you to talk about how you feel and what you're thinking, and where you don't feel judged. If you are struggling with your sexuality, or in terms of you're trying to learn what you do and do not like, would be wise for you to take a sexual education class that is more secular in terms of grid knowledge rather than religious based, so that you can kind of get a wider understanding of just like your general like likes, dislikes, how you identify, etc. I don't know why I feel like that matters to someone, but if it does, it does. And I hope that you get the help that you need so that you can be happy in whoever you are, because that's what ultimately what matters at the end of the day. Alright, long ass tangent later. Your inner happiness matters. Period. It doesn't matter how it manifests, it matters that you are happy. And that you can show up with a filled cup at the end of the day to support others, so that you're like living your best life. And I think you've realized that in some way, shape, or form. There might be something like that. This is obviously not going to be all Earth signs, but some of you might be going through something where you are feeling kind of maybe judged. I feel like that might be friendship based for someone that's struggling like that, but the energy siphoning is strong here. I don't want to take away from that. And ultimately, I feel like this is the second group that I've said this to, because, you know, I do my elemental reads right now. I don't do individual zodiac reads right now. So if you have some stuff going on, some major changes, it would do you wise to get therapeutic help. I love helping you guys, and you guys can email and comment and talk to me if you need advice. I'm very much here for you. But it's always good to open up doors and get more help if you're really struggling with something that might be defined as a major life change, right? Okay, so your clarifying cards are the Emperor and the Hangman. Leo, Aries, water signs, highly significant. The Emperor is structure, ambition, authority, rationality. The Hanged Man is sacrifice, suspension, release, suspension, excuse me, release, and martyrdom. One of the ways that you could have been siphoned in the past is that someone used you as a martyr, and you're learning to be a leader against that. You, with the Hangman being that he has that crown of light, meaning crown of knowledge and understanding to an extent. I mean, that's arguable, I guess, but that's what I'm going to go with. And he's sitting next to the Emperor, right? So your clarifying cards are really focused on you've been given the knowledge, it would seem, to create whatever give you your inner happiness, and you have the ability to be the leader, to create structure, to be the divine masculine regardless of your gender, to be that action-oriented leader person in your life, okay, that is able to create change based on insight and awareness. I know the Hermit's not here, but ultimately with this ability to move forward, and I just, don't martyr yourself. And they're like, 888, Jesus Christ, martyr yourself. No, do not do that. If you belong to a group that is practicing, oh my god, I don't know who this applies to. If you're with a group that like practices like dark work and they're trying to martyr you, maybe get help. You should do what's best for you and stop allowing them to siphon your energy, and it will really pay off for you in the future. You will learn from whatever you experienced, and if you get the help that we discussed earlier, it will really benefit you and you can really grow and move forward in your life. Okay, I don't know who that applies to, earth signs, but get at me in the comments or the emails if you want to talk about it. All right, I love y'all dearly. I hope you have a beautiful Cancer season. I will see you in the Leo read.